And Phoebe's definitely working.
All right, hello, I'm back again with another live stream, and now I'm joined by John, Phoebe, and Georgia from Advertise1. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the journey from startup to established micro business over the last, is it 2 years now, John?
Yeah, it's actually be 2 years full time on Monday.
Wow.
Because I remember making a decision coming to the Founders Friday 2 years ago, and announcing then that I thought, right, I've left my day job and I'm going to make this a full-time venture. And of course, this is where I spoke to yourself, Paul, earlier on in the week to say, oh, it's good timing. Can I come on Friday? Because it's actually a good timeline point to do this.
Mm-hmm. So how's it been going then? Obviously, I know quite a bit about you and
So I won't go through the history too much because a lot of people you can find it either on Newcastle Startup Week website from the spotlight from last year. But if I go through like more the last few months in particular, so a brief history. The idea came about in April 2015, and I done that on the side of doing other jobs. In September 2018, I decided to then turn that into full time, which I then worked in Tuss Park for a couple of months, and then moved into Proto in November of 2018. Since then, I've been self-employed and in the dedicated desk area up till early this year, which I then decided to then get an office in Proto because I knew that at some point in the near future I was planning to do staffing or doing placements. So I thought, right, I got that done at the very start of the year, at a time when things were more normal and no one knew what the year was going to bring. So officially moved in the beginning of March into the new office and didn't spend too long in there because I then ended up working at home for a few months. In that time, Phoebe, of course, which anyone who was here in May would have heard about Phoebe. She was on placement, and Phoebe was meant to come in for 6 weeks as part of university, and then therefore that got cancelled literally at last minute because of the coronavirus. So me and Phoebe worked together, and we done background training. I managed to get her on the online networking events. When it was safe to do so, I had Phoebe in for a week and got to meet some of my clients and some of my collaborators. And at this point, I knew how busy it was getting. It was one of those strange things where in March, April, no one really knew what they were doing. So I went quite quiet. But then I got to about May, and a lot of the clients who are normally customer facing came back to me once a lot of work done early on. And then, of course, then a lot of the smaller clients started coming back across the year, and it's just getting busier and busier because online is on the up. At this point, I knew that I need to focus more on the actual customers and development work. And this is where I decided to then get Georgia on board to manage the workflow and where me and Phoebe can actually more concentrate on the work. So Georgia came on board literally a few weeks ago, 1st September. We managed to get Georgia into Newcastle last week. And then, of course, this week, their main job was to watch the start week videos to try and get an idea of like the variety of people that we've got in the region. And this brings me to today.
Brilliant. Okay, so you've adapted. I think you've adapted really well. I've been impressed how you made that journey from like sole trader, a limited company, and now you've got two colleagues as well. So how's that working? So Phoebe, do you want to say a little bit about what you're doing, and then Georgia, do you want to say how it's been for you this week?
Yeah. Well, for me, it actually worked out really well because I think had lockdown not have happened, I probably wouldn't have ended up working for John for this long. So, because I was just going to do 6 weeks, then go back to uni, and that was going to be it. But I ended up obviously staying in Newcastle a lot longer, working for John, and then once we realised that I could actually do my job from home, it made it easier because I know that when I go back to uni, I can still work for John with the occasional trip to Newcastle and stuff. And yeah, for me, it's really, really helpful. So obviously, I do like a lot of the design and marketing side. So a lot more behind the scenes than what Georgia does. So I'm doing a lot of website design. I've done a lot of logos, graphics, everything like that. And so far, I've really enjoyed it, but it's one of them things that's like I'm learning more and more like every day that I work for Advertise1, which I think is like the best thing about it.
Where are you based? Are you in? Is it York or near York?
Well, my uni's in Salford, but then I've also got a house up here in Yorkshire, so I'm kind of based like all around.
Right, so you're the north. That's basically
Yeah, the north.
Cool. All right, and Georgia, how's it been for you? Because that's quite a nice, hopefully a nice introduction. Just watching startup week talks this week. Georgia.
I think a signal's just gone, so she will be back.
That's all right. Can you hear me, Georgia? No.
No, we're gonna say like the signal will come back. It is one of these things that Georgia at the minute she's in West Cumbria, and it's like the verge of the Lake District. So it's like literally on the border, and it's one of the fun things I've been having is internet signals.
Well, John said, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can now. Yeah.
Keep talking. We can hear you.
But it's one of them things.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I think quite a slow delay. I think by the looks of this. But yeah, no, it is one of them things that even me as myself, it's like, right, what hurdles can you actually find when people are working at home? And it is just one of them things. I think she's going to try a different location. Going to try a different location with this phone. So, but that's one thing that I've learned. Going back to what Phoebe was saying with Manchester is how does homework and work, and what can you do the same
Can you hear me?
as to what you do in the office?
Yes, can hear you.
Oh.
Good job.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I definitely think there's a delay on a delayed reaction here. So.
just keep talking. It's all right.
Yeah. So while the signal picked this back up
Can you hear
again.
what I'm saying?
Yes, we can.
I think it's sorted itself out now.
I'm hoping so. We'll see.
Right. Okay. Well. Has it? Right. Well, shall I just keep talking? And if you can't hear me, just stop me.
Yeah, we can hear you. Keep going.
Okay. Realistically, right. So obviously, living in Cumbria, one of the main problems has been signal with the internet. Having said that, I've not been in the point where I've been on video call or Skype or anything with any of the clients yet. So it's not come as a problem. Also, I'll be moving from a more rural location to like Carlisle city centre, so much better broadband and everything. Because of coronavirus, the way that my job has been affected is that I will be doing the face-to-face, I'll be doing the client meets, I'll be doing almost the consultations to find out what our clients really want, and then pass on that information over to John, who then does the web development, the kind of like the more technical side of things. Realistically, one of the main reasons that myself and Phoebe have come on board is that there is such a demand for John and his work that he just doesn't have the time to put into the client side of it. So yes, he'll always be there, he'll always talk to people, but at the same time, I can be there doing that, talking to the client, sorting that stuff out, and John can crack on with the coding. He can do all the tech, and I'm just kind of there in between to really talk to the clients, find out what they want, what we can do for them, how we can help them, and then pass that information on to John.
Yeah, love it.
Once again, I just hope you can hear me, so we're just going with it.
I don't know if you saw it or not, but I did a live stream with a lady called Victoria Fleming yesterday, and she's a specialist in sales. So she's a coach. She coaches individuals or teams on how to be better at
yeah.
She had loads of good tips in that on selling through video, on how to in terms of like how to convert the sale, how to seal the deal, and how to do everything all through video chat. So if you haven't watched it, it's worth watching. But if you have watched it, it's just worth watching again, because there's loads of good tips in there on how people are moving away from face-to-face meetings to doing everything through video, and how people are becoming more comfortable doing that, and just little things like getting people to sign documents with on the call during the video chat, instead of saying, "Oh, I'll send you an email afterwards." She's like preparing everything in advance so that she can literally send them a document through the chat. They open it, sign it, send it back, and that's it. Because she's saying time is one of the biggest killers of sales, and you know, like John as well. I mean, I'm guilty of this as well. When you're so busy doing stuff, your inbox, your email inbox gets out of hand, and you miss calls or whatever. So it's great.
I can spend one day just filing emails away, and after this call, one thing I'm perfectly planning to do is just do accountancy, which I always was last Friday of the month to do my accounts. I always used to sit there at the back of Tusk Park, just getting all of me invoicing out. It was quite a common thing when the Founders Fridays were in person. And one of the things I said to Georgia initially when she came on board is the current clients I'm more than happy to deal with, but it's more the new ones or the ones who come at last minute wanting stuff, where the idea is I've got my plan for tomorrow, I've got my plan for today, I want to stick to that plan, and if anyone decides to come like throw something in, can Georgia just talk to them and try and settle it to then find the next available gap? Or if it is something urgent, then of course Georgia's got the information before I've picked it up.
Yeah.
And then of course with Phoebe, I've got her own support. I speak to Phoebe once a week, say this is what you can do this week, and because you're part-time, Phoebe's like, great, you can just manage it across your week with your university work, and then I check in a few days a week.
I love it.
And we're using tools as well, which you mentioned at the very start week. Calendly, Trello, Slack, Zoom, they've been really good. And then of course with WordPress as well, you can have multiple logins. So they're just like a range of the platforms that we use on a daily basis.
I love it, because it's, you're running your business the way you would advise your clients to do it as well. So you're making the most of all these cloud technologies, so you can run your business from anywhere, literally anywhere with an internet connection, and you can have a team of remote colleagues. It doesn't matter where you're based, and you've embraced that, and it's really good to see how you've kept going, and you've personally pivoted, but your business has adapted as well over time, and now you're in an exciting phase with two new colleagues working alongside you.
And we met 2.5 years ago, and you remember me day one at meeting you at start, where you're thinking, I don't know what to do. Do I want to buy a house and stay in employment, or do I actually want to spend a few years growing a business and come back to sort of property in my early 30s? And I remember coming to you and Sarah and being like the little fish in a big pond, and thinking, what is this? And this is kind of why I put Phoebe and Jordan start week this week, to kind of go, right, I know some of the speakers, you don't. Have a listen and see what they're at, and get a feel for the variety of people that you've got. And then as like I say, it's scary to think like 2.5 years passed, but even the last 6 months since about May, like I'm just thinking time's just flying that quick. And one of the good things, I know, like we're still going through the strange times, I can actually focus on the business more, knowing that I'm not going away on holiday, that I can focus in-house, knowing that when everything's up and moving again, I've definitely got a team that's settled, and next thing you realise, another 6 months has passed.
Yeah, that's great. Well, really, really pleased to see that you're still going, and that you're of all the people, you're one of the people who've really embraced what Startup Week and Founders Friday is all about the most. So you're normally the first person to buy a ticket when I announce the next.
It's only about now as well, about this 11:30, 12 o'clock mark.
Yeah. So you'll have to tune in later to see what I say about what's happening next year. But it's really great to see, and Phoebe and Georgia, it's great to see you involved as well. So we'll leave it there, and I'll let you go off and do what you need to do. But
I'm going to Proto right after this, so I'm going to go and hide in there.
All right. Okay. All right. Have a great day, everyone. See you.
Perfect.
See you later.
Thank you.